A birthday has always felt like something special. The cake, the candles, the cards, all of it seemed almost magical. But the most important part was the new number. As children, we proudly counted it out. We said it out loud, counted it on our fingers, tracked it on a height chart. Because in every "I'm already 6" or "I'll be 9 soon," there was a feeling of importance. A feeling that each new number made you someone else. Older, and therefore more significant. We always wanted to be older. We'd add a year or two to our age just to be accepted by the older kids so they wouldn't call us little. To say you were 7 when you were 6. To say you were 15 when you had just turned 13. Because being older meant being smarter, more grown up, more respected. But no, we weren't dreaming of wisdom. We weren't thinking about inner growth. We didn't say, "I want to understand how everything works," or "I want to learn how to feel and discern the truth." We just wanted the right number. Because that number opened doors to respect, to seriousness, to recognition. We believed with all our hearts that everything would change at 18, that then we could do anything, live freely, be loved, be successful. Then came 25. That was the age of having a business. And 30, that was supposed to be the peak of life. We built our dreams not on understanding but on age. We believed not in ourselves but in the number on the cake. And with each birthday we played this race. Hurry up and grow up. Hurry up and become someone. But no one told us that time is not a magic wand. It doesn't make you happy just because you turn 25. It doesn't bring you love, success, or understanding. You can reach that perfect number and still feel like a child inside, still not know who you are or why you're here. We equated life with age, not with feelings, not with the journey, but with a number. But at some point everything changes. At first it's subtle. You just live, celebrate another birthday, accept congratulations, smile, say, "Yeah, I'm this old now," and something clicks inside. The celebration is still the same. Flowers, friends, a table, candles, warm words. But the feeling is different. The number begins to feel heavy. You're no longer excited about the new age. You start to fear it, to hide it, to smooth it over with a nervous smile and a quiet, "It's just a number." But inside, you're watching the clock. A fear creeps in, that you're behind, that time is moving too fast, that you're getting old. But who said you're getting old? Who decided that aging equals pain, that your body must break down, that at 40 it's too late, and at 60, it's over, time to sit quietly at home? You'd be surprised, but these aren't your thoughts. They're programming. From the first year of your life, you're given a cake with a number, then cards with numbers, then passports, documents, forms, where your age becomes the most important thing. You stop being a person. You become a date. Now think, how many times have you heard, "It's too late for me to start"? At my age? No way. Of course it hurts, I'm already past 50. I'd go study, but I'm too old. I'd love to have a child, but I can't anymore. And the person didn't even try. They just believed the number, believed that it decides, that it knows what's allowed, that it knows whether you'll make it or not. But that's not true. No one knows how much time you have, not even you. Because time now doesn't really exist. We invented clocks, we drew the hands, we trapped ourselves in calendars. In ancient Rome there was no time. They created it as a system to manage, to calculate, to control, to fit life into boxes and schedules. First for calculations, then for submission. And we believed it. We started counting. Numbers became more important than feelings, more important than energy, more important than the present moment. And birthdays? They were and still are a celebration of appearance. It's the day you entered this world. But you are not your age. You are a state of being. You are a vibration. You are a living energy that flows not by the clock, but by feeling. So why do you still believe that your back must hurt at 60? Why do you say, "I can't anymore, I'm this old"? Why do you give your power away to a number instead of reclaiming it? The world is speeding up. Time slips through your fingers. A whole day feels like half a day. Weeks pass in a blink. So who are you trying to catch up to? You're not in a race. You're in the moment. And if you feel it, if you rewrite the code of age, you will become free. Because age is not a sentence. Age is a hypnosis you believed in far too early. Let me share a story. Once I worked with a guy, African American, from a rural part of Africa. From the moment you met him, he had this rare, calm, grounded presence, confidence, stillness. He held silence effortlessly. But the most fascinating thing about him, you couldn't guess his age. Visually, he could have been anywhere from 20 to 45. Seriously, he had a strong build, youthful, soft facial features, lively movements, a spring in his step. He could pass for 20. But when you spoke with him, you understood he was closer to 40, maybe more. He spoke with wisdom, with patience, with deep understanding. No rush, no need to prove himself. He had that energy of someone who had seen life. Then one day someone at work said, "He doesn't know how old he is." I laughed at first, but curiosity got the better of me. So I asked, "How old are you, man?" He smiled and said, "I don't really know. I have documents. They wrote something in there. I think it says 36. But that's just for paperwork. I've never known my exact birth date, never celebrated a birthday. I just live. My age isn't me." And it didn't sound like a performance. It sounded like truth. He didn't know his age. And when you looked at him, neither did you. You couldn't label him with a number. Now imagine for a second, you wake up in the morning, and you have no idea how old you are. No number in your head, no memory of a birth date, you're just alive. What would you do? You wouldn't think, "I'm too young for this. It's too late to start. I should have done it by now." You'd just act. No delays, no regrets, no should have by now. You wouldn't compare yourself to others. Wouldn't think, people my age already have families, built businesses, made money, have savings. You wouldn't create artificial deadlines. You wouldn't blame yourself for not having done something at your age. What you just live, in the moment, by your own rhythm. And you know what? That's the moment you become truly free. I used to believe that deadlines were key, that I had to set a date. In 6 months, I'll have a business. In a year, I'll be in shape. By 35, I'll finally... But then I realized, who decided this? Why should you negotiate with the universe like it's your boss? Why not now? Why not today? Why not this very moment? You can wake up in one reality and fall asleep in another. Because time is a program. It's installed in your mind, not in your essence. You are beyond time. You are beyond age. You are in the moment. So let yourself be. As kids, we had a rhyme. 1, 2, and the second would click. We played with time. Watched the hands move. We knew exactly how long a second lasted. It felt like control. A second was a beat. Clear. Tangible. Rhythmic. Try it now. Say 1, 2, and you're too late. The number's changed. The second has jumped. You missed it. You're always just behind. I remember the news show called Time. Old TV. News I didn't like. But most of all, the clock on the screen, the ticking seconds, that anxious tick-tock. You could feel every second. Now, seconds fly past. You don't feel the minute pass. You live in fast forward. Morning and suddenly it's night. Monday and suddenly it's Friday. You didn't even get to think, and the month is gone. You're not losing time. You're losing the sense of it. People are noticing it everywhere. They say, 24 hours feel like 16. Weeks shrink. Evenings vanish. You can't catch your own day. So ask yourself, if time has sped up, if seconds slip by, if days are blinks, then how old are you really? And who told you that? Some say their alarms go off faster, that the clock on their stove and phone no longer match, a few minutes off every day, as if one clock lives in a different reality. Some say they woke up thinking it was Wednesday, but the calendar showed Friday. No alcohol, no fatigue, just the feeling that days vanished. Someone wrote, I saw the clock hand jump, not 1 second, 5. No tick, no normal movement, just a glitch. like in a video game. Another said, "Nights are too short. You go to bed, blink, and then the alarm goes off. Where were those 8 hours? Or were they 4? You can't tell anymore." Someone else said, "I found an old photo where I know I was 10, but when I counted the year, it turns out I was 8. 2 years, gone. And they're sure. It's not a mistake. Reality has changed. This isn't science, it's not proof, but it's what living people are noticing. People who are waking up and seeing the cracks. And they all say the same thing. Something is wrong with time. Now think, how many times in your life have you heard, "You should know this by now. At your age, it's time for..." But who decided that? Who made up these rules? You think you're living your life, making your own choices. But if you rewind to the very start, you were inserted into someone else's game from the first second. You were born, hadn't even realized you were you yet, and already there was a schedule. You weren't living, you were passing checkpoints. At 1 month, hold your head up. By 3, respond to toys. At 6, sit. At 1, walk. By this age, talk. Then daycare, then school. And all the while you were compared, like a device that needed to be updated on time. But who said you must speak at 2 and not at 3? What if you were just in love with colors right now? What if you're here to observe, to feel, to watch the sun reflect off glass? Who decided that was a delay? We don't see children as souls. We see them as functions. And if they don't match the chart, we panic. And the deepest program takes root. There's something wrong with me. That feeling stays forever. You grow up, but still live by the same code. Only now it's not, hold your head at 3 months. It's build a business by 30. Have a family by 35. Achieve before it's too late. But what if too late is an illusion? What if time doesn't exist at all? What if this idea was programmed into you so you'd follow someone else's timeline? So you'd stop listening to yourself and start chasing the invisible standard. What's normal? What's falling behind? Now just imagine, you don't know how old you are, at all. Not even a day. No number. No one reminding you that it's too late at 40, that you should save for retirement at 50, that by 30 you should already know who you are. You wouldn't count your wrinkles. You wouldn't check your passport. You wouldn't live on a timer. You'd just live. And if you want, go back to a moment where you felt amazing. Doesn't have to be your birthday. Just a day where you felt alive, strong, beautiful, on fire. Lock that in. Maybe it was 20, maybe 25, maybe 19. Not as an age, as an energy point. Now imagine, you're in that moment right now. You wake up feeling light. No pain, no pressure, nothing to prove. You have clarity. You have freedom. You're ready to take on the world, but this time you're not a naive rookie. You're young, with experience, wise, grounded, powerful. This is where you move from. Not from fear, not from guilt, not from feeling behind, but from the pulse, from the flow, from pure drive. And don't set yourself a deadline. Tomorrow I must. No. Why tomorrow? Why Friday? Why not now? Just feel it. I want this. So I do it. Right now. No countdown. No number. No permission. Because you're alive. And that's enough. And if it feels too hard to erase the numbers entirely, that's okay. Start small. Stop giving them power. They don't define you. They don't control you. You choose how alive you are. And by how you feel, you're 20. In your state, you're charged. In your soul, you are free. Live like that. Thank you for being here with me. You are the best, the realest. May you grow younger with every day, wiser with every moment, and may life open up more vividly, right here, right now. You are beautiful. You are valuable. You are alive. And I wish you all the blessings, inside and out. See you in the next video, and remember, you are not alone. You are in the flow, and that means anything is possible. Take care.